Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, how are you getting on? Welcome to a brand new Fallout video. So, Bethesda managed to sneak in a little bit of a surprise. Managed to fly under the radar there with a little bit of information about an upcoming Fallout 76 update in the Xbox Showcase last night. So we can take a little look at that, as well as another snippet of news. So, let's jump in. Okay, so yeah, we got a surprise trailer in the Xbox Showcase last night, which is really, really cool, talking about an upcoming update for Fallout 76. Before I get to that, one little thing I do want to talk about that's come up on Discord today. We have been talking for a while about when the current season 12, I think we're on? Either way, the current one ends, and that did appear to be that it would be ending tomorrow, because that's the only date we had available anywhere. Turns out this is not the case. Basically, the date is up on Steam. It has been up there the whole time. It's the only place we've had any kind of date at all. So that was all we had to run off. And it fits with the right timing period. As it turns out, it's not happening. The update will not be happening tomorrow. It will, I'm going to go out on a limb and guess, the week after. But Bethesda have said what we will be getting tomorrow is more information on the coming update. So June's update, the next season, so on and so forth. So there's your FYI, little update on what's happening. You've got at least a week left on the season, more than expected, which is cool. And as for the next update, well, we'll find out tomorrow. So keep it here if you want to hear all about that. I will, of course, be all over that tomorrow. And yeah, also going to be all over Starfield stuff in the next few days, little while. So keep an eye out on that one. There might be a little bit of downtime in the middle, but yeah, definitely going to dive into the showcase even more if you want to check that one out. Incidentally, done one video on that already if you want my initial reactions. I want to look at some really cool stuff from the Starfield Showcase video. I'll link somewhere up here-ish and probably down there. Do check it out. It's really cool and massively hyped for that one. Practically bouncing in my chair already, can you tell? So, Fallout, that's what we're here for. The new bit of news, other than what we've just covered, is, yeah, we're getting a new update coming soon. Whatever that means. Basically, it's a new expedition, which is cool. And surprisingly, and I wouldn't have predicted this, it's going to be a new location, i.e. not the pit. I was expecting a new mission in the pit, maybe at the latter part of this year, but we're actually going somewhere else entirely soon, which is really, really cool. Definitely looking forward to finding out more about this. So, what we know is that it is going to be set in Atlantic City, and I'll throw a bit of the trailer up for you now so you can have a gander at what we've got, which is not much. I think we can imply from this trailer that it's a way off. I'm thinking probably sometime next year. 3 months from now is September, which is when Starfield drops, which is also when the next update for Fallout is usually going to be. I wouldn't expect anything massive then, because Starfield is happening at pretty much exactly that same point in time, and well, Starfield's got big heavy boots, and it's likely to stamp anything else going on right down into the dirt, so not expecting a great deal in September. December is a possibility, but a whole new location, I mean, it's possible, but it seems unlikely, is my vibe there. I think next year is a bit more probable. I think if it was coming out this year, they'd have said so, you know? But they haven't. So my theory is still that it's going to be a couple of quiet updates, and then this stuff will start rolling through next year, along with hopefully a new story update as well, sometime next year. Because then the big part of Starfield's barreling on through, the massive interstellar freight train that it is, will be out of the way by then. So that would be the logical time to start swinging things back up again in Fallout. Anyway. What do we know about this? Well, Atlantic City is where this particular update is set, and if you are not from the US, I think you could be reasonably forgiven for having no idea where Atlantic City is. For myself, I'd like to think my geography as far as the US goes is reasonable for somebody who's not from the US. I'm not going to say it's good, I'm definitely not going that far, but I think it's okay. And I had no idea where it was other than somewhere on the Atlantic coast, which doesn't narrow it down a great deal. So, obviously I was right on that. But basically where it is about 250-300 miles due east from where West Virginia is. It's sort of a tiny little bit northeast of Washington, D.C., obviously down the coast from New York as well, in between the two there, basically near D.C. It is basically, for those of you in the UK, like Blackpool on steroids, kind of. For those of you in the US, it's mini Vegas on the coast. If you didn't already know that, I assume many of you did. But yeah, that's basically the gist of it. So we're talking hotels, casinos, fairground rides, beachfront boardwalk, that sort of thing. It's also apparently, according to Wikipedia, so if you've looked from that area, don't point fingers at me too much if I'm wrong on this, apparently been somewhat in decline in the last couple of decades. Apparently it had a mid-20th century decline and then an upswing during the 70s, 80s, early 90s, that sort of period, where casinos came back on the rise. Mostly late 70s, early 80s, I think, and then apparently declined again. So hotels, casinos, and sort of beach holidays. But then with the shift in travel and all year-round resorts and stuff like that, kind of fallen back a little bit in recent years again. So it's the decline part of it kind of fits in with the world of Fallout and the way that was declining itself in the run-up to the Great War. So it's actually quite a cool choice in that way. It's not a great leap to fit it in, I don't think. So that's interesting. Yeah, a beachfront kind of resort town type vibe. It'd be interesting to see what they do with that. There's bits of New Vegas this makes me think of, like Prim and that sort of area, and obviously the Vegas Strip, which obviously it's like a beachfront miniature Vegas in a way itself, or aspired to be. So yeah, the similarities there should scratch a few itches for people, I think, which is interesting. But it's going to be an expedition specifically, rather than a whole new map or anything like that. So it'll be a case of hop on your vertibird, fly however many miles you want to take it from roughly where the White Spring is, probably about 300, out to the coast, do your mission, and come back like 40 minutes later, as per. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how this pans out. Like I say, I don't know a vast amount about it other than what I've sort of pulled off in the internet in the last day or so. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they're going to do with that. It's a cool choice. Obviously, it's quite close to DC, so possibly caught in the effects of the bombing on the capital as well. So the vibe of it might be quite interesting. It might be very, very heavily damaged, I would imagine. But maybe not quite as heavily damaged as the Capital Wasteland, obviously, because a bit further out. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes down and what might be going there. I did have somebody mention on Discord that there were comparisons with, say, the boardwalk in Point Lookout of Fallout 3. If you want to cast a memory back there, probably with less swamps was the vibe I got. I don't know, but I think so. So there's maybe little elements of that as well, and that particular itch might just get scratched as well. So yeah, that's the big update. New expedition coming. Looking forward to hearing more about what's actually happening in the game in the interim. I imagine that'll come through the usual channels via social media and from Bethesda's website and what Fallout 76 website and so on. So I will keep an eye on that and bring you the news when it comes. Obviously, tomorrow we'll be getting news about the update for June, which will be the Once in a Blue Moon and the new season. So looking forward to get some news on that. So expect that video tomorrow as well. And slightly pushed back a little bit, but we'll be pulling bits and pieces and micro-analysing Starfield as well, as I say, over the coming weeks, because, yeah, I cannot over-express how excited I am for that game. It really looks absolutely fantastic. Cannot wait to get my hands on that. I'm going to be, yeah, up to my eyeballs. So do keep it here if you want to check that one out. As I say, if you haven't already, check the video out from yesterday. There's some cool stuff to see in there, plus my initial reactions. So, yeah, do have a gander. While you're at it, social media links, merch store, channel memberships, all those other buttons and stuff down below the video in the description and on the buttons below where you're watching and all that good stuff. So if you would like to check those out, I very, very, very much appreciate it. Massively helps out. So huge thank you to everybody who's doing that. And yeah, do join us for live streams. Of course, we're jumping back into Redfall later tonight and Fallout 76 as well. And we'll do some more stuff over the summer up until when Starfield drops, when you can expect to see me streaming the living daylights out of that. So do join us for the live streams as well. I hope we'll see you there. But for now, I must thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to speaking to you all very, very soon.